chance to do a wrap-up video last night, and we're starting out this morning. You can probably hear it raining. Just kind of sitting inside the tent. Actually, having my coffee and breakfast here in the tent. Got somewhat of a light day today, about 9.5 miles. Could be a little challenging if we're having to do some rock scrambles with it being wet. It's supposed to be rainy for at least until noon, which is pretty much when we're expecting to get in. So we'll have to just be real careful, and we'll see how that goes. The zoo, we crossed the trail zoo today. It's supposed to be open, so we'll see with the weather and everything else how that works out. But I hope it does, because Christy, I know you were looking forward to that. So hopefully we can get in and take a few pictures. But anyways, going to enjoy my breakfast here. We're going to do a little bit of a late start, probably about 8 a.m., just to give a chance for, one, for us to get a good night's rest, and then two, just for have plenty of light to see what we're doing. So anyways, we'll see you all down the trail.
Joe, we got a bench, buddy.
I know, we might have to sit. It's got a nameplate on it, too.
It does, already named, huh? Montgomery Timothy Sullivan, Chief Forest Ranger. It's pretty cool. Beautiful view out here.
Yeah, it is. Chief Forest Ranger.
We are at the top of Bear Mountain. Got a observation tower. Unfortunately, it's locked, but pretty cool. It's got some gorgeous views out here. It's probably a very popular spot when the weather's a little nicer. Yeah, pretty cool. Walking through the trails, so here's the bear exhibit. Pretty laid back, just taking it easy. You got one up there on the fence line. On our way crossing the Heron Bridge. It's always exciting when we get to that. When you get to all the traffic. We got over the bridge safely. Pretty breezy as we went across, but pretty cool, pretty cool. We had a really good stay at the Bridge Mountain Bear Motel, something like that.
Bear Mountain Bridge Motel.
Bridge Motel. Really good guy there. He goes by the name Grandpa, but really nice. Really very accommodating to the hikers and everything. We had a couple of really good meals at the local barbecue place, and I think that helped quite a bit to kind of get rehydrated and get some calories in us. I think one of the things that Joe and I have learned the last week was we pushed it pretty hard through some very difficult terrain, and I think we paid the price a little bit for that from just the standpoint of our energy level and legs and all that. So we're going to try really hard to do better. No promises for that. If we find a good place to go, we tend to push it much further than we need to. So,
Good morning.
Good morning. today we're hoping to go at least 15 miles, but again, we're gonna see how it unfolds, see how the terrain is, see how the legs feel. Our first big thing though is there is a deli that is right about lunchtime, probably about 3.5 miles from here, and so we're looking forward to maybe stopping there and having a sub or something. Again, to kind of continue to keep the calories where they need to be. I think both Joe and I, they had a scale there, and I don't believe it. It said I lost like 35 pounds, and that just seems a little bit too much. I think it might not be completely calibrated.
But you can see David's ribs when he's got his shirt off.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen my ribs in a long time. So anyways, we're going to push on, and we will talk to you a little bit later.
Good trails today, huh?
Great trails, great trails. This half of New York, if half whatever it is, this part of New York is like 100% better than the first part of New York.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're actually making some decent time today.
Yeah, and we're got a little bit of a relaxed pressure on us because of where our destination is. We've had blue skies, and what was the name of the place we had stopped for kind of a late breakfast, early lunch?
Appalachian Trail Grill or something like that.
Yeah.
Grill and Deli.
Grill and Deli, and open 24/7.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a gas station, but it's got a deli inside of it, and you can get a pizza and you can get whatever. But boy, that was great.
Yeah,
that was great. It's always nice to get human food.
Yeah, and
hiker food.
Reasonable prices.
Yeah.
Big quantities. Good. I mean, it tasted great.
Yeah.
And met another thru hiker. It was a real interesting story because the guy came up and then he came out and chatted with us, and he started from Springer Mountain, and he's a young kid, of course, and blowing by, but he started hiking. Yeah, Big Spoon.
Big Spoon. His trail name.
And he'd been hiking with one of the people we'd met earlier.
12-pack.
Yeah, 12-pack. So it's good to hear his story, and we left him in the dust while he was still eating, and then he passed us 2 hours later. And
it didn't take him long.
Yeah, just
yeah.
He left our lives so quickly.
Just like that, in passing.
Yeah.
But you know, the interesting thing, he had to get off for like 4 days because he had a stress fracture in his foot. And, you know, it's not uncommon. Most of the people we're talking to have had some kind of issue.
Yeah.
Whether it be shin splints, kind of similar to what we had.
Stress fractures.
Some that were, stress fracture. Some that were, you know, a little bit worse to the point where they've had to get off the trail. So it takes its toll.
Yeah.
You know, I think if anybody had asked me back when we started hiking, it's like, oh yeah, I'm ready. You know,
yeah, we're ready. Yeah,
we section hike. You know, we've done a lot of that. But I'll tell you, you get out here for weeks on end, just pounding on your feet and I mean, just everything. You know, fingers cracking, and it adds up pretty fast.
And it's amazing what your feet start to look like. You know, you take your shoes off, and we should have done like before and after pictures. Before we started on the hike, what our feet look like, and at the end we could take pictures.
And then if there's a way to kind of get that smell, what it was before and what they smell like right now.
We could do like the lady Duncan did. We could take some socks, put them in a baggie, and seal them up, and then keep them.
But if we could create like a scratch and sniff
app,
yeah, that
would you buy it? Would you buy it?
We could be rich and famous.
We could.
Be like that raccoon commercial. Oh, this tastes bad. You try it.
Try it.
No, I'm not gonna try that.
So
we only got about 2 miles left for the day, and then that'll wrap us for 15 today.
Yeah.
Which is good. Good. A little lighter than what we were doing last week, but again, as we decided, we're gonna try to back off a little bit.
Yeah. Let the bodies heal up a little bit, regain some of
Get
their
a little bit more rest
pep
in the evenings.
All right. So we'll touch base with you with our wrap up at the end of the day.
All right. Take care, y'all.
See ya. Yeah.
This is our day 58 wrap up, end of the day. Good day overall. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
I think it was a great day.
Yeah. Yeah, not just good, it was great. We ended up doing about 15 miles. We left out of Fort Montgomery and are here at, I think it's called Dennytown Campground.
Yeah.
It's actually a campground. It's closed, but they let hikers camp in here. So it's pretty nice. Got I'll just kind of spin around here a little bit. Picnic tables. It's got some porta potties that are actually clean. And then here's our little setup with our tents and stuff. Nice grassy areas. So we just got done eating, enjoying the picnic benches.
Tell them about the Trail Angel.
Oh yeah, we got here, and you come into a parking area and then you kind of walk over this way. But anyways, we saw the guy walking back, so we were just asking questions. Hey, where's the water at or whatever? And he goes, oh yeah, you'll want to get. They got a water store pump house over there, and he says, oh, would y'all like some Gatorade and some Cokes? And anyways, turned out to be a great guy. In fact, he even offered to take us to Walmart if we needed to pick up any extra supplies.
We were his first through hikers that he saw, so he was kind of excited for the season.
Right.
And then we were talking to him about some of the other hikers we met and where they might be tonight. And he's like, well, maybe I'll head over there and see if they need me to run up somewhere.
Great guy. I guess he does a lot of trail maintenance and part of the trail club here, and comes out and I guess does a lot of different hiking and does a lot of trail magic. Usually he said we're just a little bit earlier than when he does it. But again, just a super guy. For us, it's 2 trail magics in a week.
Yeah.
And consider we've gone, 8 weeks, a little over 8 weeks, and that was our first true trail magic.
The tide has turned.
The tide has turned. Yeah, in fact, some of the things we haven't talked about is that we did finish 8 weeks yesterday, Saturday. The end of Saturday was 8 weeks for us. We crossed the 1,400 mile mark.
Was that our biggest 7 days ever?
Yeah, our biggest 7 day ever. We averaged about 100. Well, we did about 140 miles, so average about 20 miles a day. And that was over some very tough terrain. You heard us talking about that. So again, this week we're going to back that down and probably stick with around the 15s.
So any whining we did last week was absolutely legitimate. National Association of Whiners will be proud of us taking an opportunity like that to whine.
We might be up for an award, or at least he is. So, but yeah, good. And the other nice thing about this stretch is there are delis along the way and restaurants that are fairly accessible. Like today, where we stopped and had our lunch. I had a nice turkey sub, and Joe had a couple of breakfast.
Two breakfast specials, breakfast sandwiches with sausage sausage patty, eggs, cheese, and on a bun.
And supposedly the next few days we'll always run into one. So in fact, we were just looking at our plan for tomorrow and trying to work around where this deli is and see if we can try to make that work for us. The challenge though is we've got food packed for, these meals, and it's heavy. When you resupply, we got 5 days of food, so it's like if we don't eat it, we got to keep carrying it. So the other thing that last week kind of taught us is that we have got to do a better job with calories because we were just drained. And so what we're thinking is we'll stop at these delis and then we'll still eat our dinners on top of that and see if we can't build that up. And anyways, see.
And it kind of has you eat multiple times a day, which is exciting.
Yeah. Hey, more food. And anyway, so we're not sure how the terrain will be tomorrow, but terrain today was great. There was only a couple little rock scrambles, but for the most part, you're able to kind of get a pace going and get your rhythm going. And so we'll see if the rest of New York will be like that. We've got about 37 miles left in New York, and then we'll push into Connecticut, and we will go from there.
Yep.
So, any other words of wisdom, Joe?
Just nice
Say
to have
something
a day
wise.
that worked in our favor, and chance maybe our legs will be even better tomorrow.
Yeah. And the other nice thing when you only do 15 is you get to camp pretty early. We started late today, but we got here right about 4:30. And that is such a big difference as opposed to getting here at 6:30 when you only have like an hour left of, good light and you're running around trying to get all your chores done.
Yeah.
And by the time you're done, it's dark and you just get into bed and you're
tired and you're exhausted and you get in bed. But tonight it was great because we could call our families and talk to them and catch up on things and, just take our time getting all set up. And we're going to go meet our neighbors here in a little bit, and they have a fire going.
Yeah, we've got neighbors that have been offered us some kielbasa, and so yeah, pretty cool. So we're going to go visiting. All right, well, we'll see you all tomorrow, and I guess that's it.
That's it. Have a great
Y'all have a great night.
Talk to you later.
Take care.